What's up, guys? It's Addy here, back with another video, and this is honestly my favorite time of the year. The weather's great outside. Thank you so much for all the support you guys have been giving me, and I'm trying to come at you with some videos over this summer, and free agency has just began, and things are already starting to top off and shape up, and it's so awesome to see. And I just want to say a brief notice that thank you so much for everyone that's contributed to my campaign, the fundraiser I was running, and it's still going on. The link will be in the description, the first thing there, so please go check that out. And you can never give too much to the community, even if it's just like $5, $10. Go there, give some money, and yeah. So anyway, free agency has began with a big bang, and a lot of things are happening that people weren't expecting. Honestly, the top number one person is LeBron James, who has yet to speak on what he's going to do, but he has a meeting with the 76ers, and I think he might be leaning that way, but I'll get into that in a little bit. I want to start by saying I love Paul George's decision. I love that he did that. I think it's great for him. He's earning the money that he deserves. And on top of that, I have so much more respect for him on the fact that, it's not just about where you live or what team it is, it's the teammates. And as a guy who's been a huge fan of Russell Westbrook since he entered this league, I just hate that everyone criticizes him so much and says that he can't win an MVP. I mean, he can't win an NBA championship the way that he plays, and he can't maintain relationships with good players and all that. And I'm so happy that despite the fact that Paul George could have played with LeBron James, the greatest player in the league right now, he chose to play with his buddy Russell Westbrook and battle this thing out. He's there to stay. He's ready to fight, and I love that about him. And I thought they would go deeper in the playoffs this year, but that didn't happen. So I want to see how it turns out this next upcoming year and how they're able to gel together. They got Carmelo back, which again he's taking a lot of hits as well. And they say that Carmelo is the loose link in the team, but I think if they can all work together, they could possibly build something really good as well. So yeah, I mean, so free agency all around, Bellinelli going to the Spurs, a lot of people staying where they were, Paul George, Kevin Durant, most of the norms. That people were expecting. A lot of players staying where they usually are, but trade talks obviously bubbling up a lot more. With Kawhi Leonard, obviously, what will the Lakers do now is the real question. DeAndre Jordan's going to Dallas. There is a lot of cool stuff happening right now, and especially in a league that can change so quickly with so many trades and free agencies of free agents players. You just got to be on your heels and just constantly pay attention. So two guys that I want to talk about who are probably some of the top free agents, obviously LeBron James. To me, LeBron, I think the Lakers are out of discussion now. I think he still likes the Lakers, and possibly Kawhi could get there or Boogie could get there, but I feel like now that Paul George isn't there, LeBron might not be the first one to pull the trigger. So unless the Lakers can do something quick, I feel like he might lean to the Philadelphia 76ers. Personally, I hate this for him. Obviously, I think it makes them the best team in the conference, but they still can't beat the Warriors. LeBron's never played with a center like Joel Embiid, so that could be good. I thought Markelle Fultz was great, but unless he can bounce back next year, I don't see him turning into something special. Ben Simmons is fantastic, but he can't score. Again, another problem. But for LeBron, you go to an easier conference, obviously. Most likely you make it out of there unless the Celtics pull the trigger on Kawhi Leonard or just have a great season, because they were pretty great last year without their top two players in the playoffs. So they could still put some damage on them. And, so LeBron would have to find a way to gel with Ben Simmons and still let him develop the way he did last year, because they have a very similar play style. Not to insult LeBron or make Ben Simmons look better than he is, it's just true. They play very similar types of basketball, one's just a lot better. So LeBron plays a lot of on-ball basketball where he has the ball in his hands and he's dishing it out constantly. That's why he plays well. And Ben Simmons, same thing. He's not a scorer. He doesn't make three-point shots. He's not a very good mid-range shooter. It's all about his passing ability. So if LeBron goes to the 76ers, there could be some issues with who has the ball and how Ben Simmons develops because you don't want Ben Simmons to slow or stunt his growth in the NBA and lose out on being a great player. Even if you're the 76ers, maybe it's a bad idea to bring in LeBron and stop Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and Markelle Fultz from growing because LeBron usually will make it about him and turn the team into himself. So I think that'll definitely slow them down, but I think they can make the finals anyway. But to me, this team still doesn't win a championship, at least not for the first couple seasons, because the Warriors are just too good. And they're trying to sign more guys like Tyreke Evans. They tried for DeAndre Jordan. Maybe they'll get Dwight Howard. That team is just very, very stacked. And if you're the Philadelphia 76ers, you don't have as much great depth as they do. Markelle Fultz can't match up to Steph Curry at all. Klay Thompson, they got nobody to match Klay Thompson. Joel Embiid will be a guy who sticks out because the Warriors have never had a great stand-up center, so that could be good. And LeBron James, Kevin Durant will match him any day. In terms of scoring, Kevin Durant can match him. Klay Thompson, they got no match, and Draymond Green can outscore Ben Simmons on any given night. So, and he's probably a better passer in my opinion, at least for now. So, they still have some issues unless they can sign some vets onto the team. I don't see this team winning a finals, at least for now. And LeBron's not got that many great years ahead of him, because he's like 33 years old. You don't want to be carrying a team for the next 3 years. So if I'm LeBron, I gotta kind of consider that in the pocket that finals might be guaranteed, but you're still not getting a championship. And I feel like for him, he's in a very weird situation because right now everything was about to line up with him, Kawhi, Paul George, or him, Kawhi, and Demarcus, which could still happen, but everything was about to kind of line up. The Lakers would have been great with those three guys on the team, but Paul George just stepped back. He said loyalty's a thing, and he really proved the fact that a trade for a one-year rental might not just be a one-year rental. You can change players' minds based on how that team does, and I think Russell Westbrook was key in showing Paul George that, maybe there's something here to stay. Westbrook's a fantastic player. Melo could be a great supporting player in the next year. And Paul George, he can develop his game more. They're both in their prime. Why not just sit here and try to battle something out instead of going to a completely new franchise that you don't know much about? Paul George might just think LA's a great place to live or maybe a great team to play for because of the history. But, you really don't know what the front office is like. You don't know what the coaching staff's like. They got a pretty good coach in Billy Donovan, so I think it's a great idea for him to stay there and keep his game going. But that throws off LeBron James now because he can't go to the Lakers unless there's a surefire reason. He needs a Kawhi Leonard already there or a Demarcus Cousins who's devoted to going there. So to me, I think it's a great idea for him to meet with the 76ers, talk out a great contract, and possibly go to them because for him, the main issue should be right now trying to win the championship. And in the East, he could be guaranteed going to the NBA Finals, but he might not be guaranteed a championship. And I said this like a couple months back when free agency was just starting, even when the finals are going on, really. I personally have always thought that the best team for him to go to was the Rockets, who don't really have as much money, and they would have to do some kind of trading to get him. or the Boston Celtics. You know, the Celtics are in the easier conference. They're clearly the best team in the league right now. I mean, the best team in the Eastern Conference right now, and they're going to have a lot of players coming back from injury. It could be the best place for him to go, but he really hasn't considered them, and they haven't really considered him either. So his best option right now might just be the 76ers, unless either the Cavaliers can find a great trade or sign somebody amazing who they don't really have money for, or he goes to the Lakers and hopes that the Lakers do something about it, because he's clearly shown he likes the Lakers. He's meeting with the Lakers. He's in LA right now meeting the 76ers. So clearly he's going to meet with the Lakers too if it's in LA. So he's doing a lot of thinking about this in that decision cave, quote unquote. But for me, I think best option, best case scenario is he goes and plays for the 76ers. He gets the money he needs, even though he takes a bit of a cut, you know, with obviously not signing with the Cavs again, and he risks not knowing how Markelle Fultz or Ben Simmons will turn out, but he has a surefire center in Joel Embiid, and maybe he can carry them to the finals as well. Even though they lost to a weak Celtics 4-1, and everybody was playing out there, so except for Markelle Fultz. So I think, you know, just this team can't beat the Celtics. So adding LeBron will obviously make them better, but it still might not be the best option for him. So he's got a lot of thinking to do. But to me, I think it's either go to the Celtics, swallow your pride and just go to the Celtics, pull a Kevin Durant, or go back to the Cavs, hope something happens, or, you know, just go to Philly. Yeah, you know, it's not a bad option. They're a growing team. They're going to be pretty good in the coming future. They've got a lot of young picks and a lot of young players. They've got a great center, Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons is developing great. If he can get a shot over this summer, that'd be fantastic. Markelle Fultz, if he can get his shot back over this summer, that would be great too. And then, you know, you just see where it goes. Sign some players. They're probably going to lose JJ Redick, or they have lost JJ Redick. They lost Marco Bellinelli, so I thought they actually, and Ersan Ilyasova, and I thought they had some good depth, but I guess they've kind of lost out on the depth that they already had, so they're going to have to stretch out and try to find some more players and stretch it out even more. And I heard that maybe Kawhi Leonard might be traded to this team as well, but then you lose probably a young pick, because the Spurs are obviously trying to get a lot in return for you know, whatever Kawhi Leonard is worth. So they are asking for so much that you would probably have to ship maybe Ben Simmons or Markelle Fultz and Dario Saric, and your depth gets even smaller, but you got a fantastic player like Kawhi Leonard. So now I want to talk about, you know, the main man, Demarcus Cousins. This is very interesting because Demarcus is a player who can stretch out the floor a lot better than most players can. Demarcus can stretch out the floor a lot better than most players can. And I think that's very important to think about if you're the Washington Wizards. They just got rid of Marcin Gortat, and they can really help. He can really help them be a great player in the East. And that's very important because, you know, this team has been kind of decent for the past couple of years. They've got a great point guard in John Wall. Bradley Beal's fantastic counterpart to him. And they need another piece. You know, they're never going to make it out of the East if LeBron's there and the Celtics are this good. You know, they got to add something to make them better. And I think DeMarcus Cousins, going after him is going to be very key. They got to find a way to sell DeMarcus Cousins, the Washington Wizards. You know, they got to sell him the city. They got to sell him a chance at a title, because they could be a pretty great team in the East if they find a way to fight through and get DeMarcus Cousins, because I know the Lakers are going to be hounding after him now that they lost Paul George. You know, Magic Johnson has clearly said in the open that he won't be keeping his job if he does not add a couple superstar players over this summer, because they need something happening. You know, they could wait for players to develop, but that's clearly not how the Lakers are thinking right now. They want to add players quick. They want to add them roster and get in the playoffs as quick as possible and challenge the Warriors. That's been their idea through it all, and the only guy they seem to want to keep is Lonzo Ball through all this. So if I'm DeMarcus Cousins, I'm thinking about where I can go that my impact will be the greatest. I think the Pelicans is a fantastic option for him to just stay there, work it out with Anthony Davis. You got a great point guard in Rajon Rondo and Drew Holiday. I think they had a great season, and they lost like 4-1 to the Warriors. But if they find a way to stay healthy and find a way to make their chemistry even better, and AD and Boogie, they found a way to play together already. So, why have to go to another team and again learn about their coaching staff, learn about how they play? John Wall, learning how to share the ball with a center like Boogie, who he's never played with. So, I think it's fantastic for DeMarcus Cousins to have so many options and also have a chance to go to a team where he can be, a great 1-2 punch with John Wall. I think that's pretty cool. And if LeBron leaves the East, who knows? Maybe the Wizards would be the best team with DeMarcus Cousins going there. And he's shown some interest in the Wizards. Sorry, and so. Adding him to the Wizards is also a pretty cool option, in my opinion. But, going back to LeBron, I don't think that Kawhi and LeBron will end up on the 76ers because the Spurs are asking for a lot that the 76ers probably won't want to pull the trigger on. And to me, I think if you're the 76ers, just adding LeBron is probably good enough, because you would have to give up a lot more for Kawhi Leonard that you probably don't want to. And, you don't know how LeBron will gel with the guys anyway. So adding in Kawhi Leonard, you could lose in on Ben Simmons, or you could lose in on Markelle Fultz and Dario Saric. Your depth gets smaller and you don't know how the chemistry will go. So to me, I think LeBron's got like 2 options left, maybe 3. The Celtics are a stretch, but he's always welcome to come here. They could find a way to get him here. The Celtics are the best team in the East right now, and if he joins the 76ers, then maybe that'll be a chance at winning a title. But again, I think he needs to go to a team that has not young players, but surefire superstar players. That's why I thought the Rockets were fantastic. Maybe he still could do a sign and trade. We don't know about that. I thought the Rockets were the best option. The Celtics are a great option. The 76ers are probably the best signing with option right now left, unless the Lakers can get DeMarcus Cousins and try out LeBron and DeMarcus Cousins, or get Kawhi Leonard, DeMarcus Cousins, and LeBron, which again is a very big stretch because nothing works out all around that way. You usually don't end up getting like 4 superstars. It takes a lot of work to do that, and you're going to lose a lot of players that they probably won't want to. So to me, the 76ers are a great option, and same in DeMarcus. If he can find a way to work it out with the Wizards, I think that's great. They'll be a great team in the East. It gives him a change of pace and finally have an amazing all-star type point guard and be able to still stretch out that floor, but, be the main guy down low, which he might like more not having Anthony Davis there. I don't really know exactly what's going through his head right now, but both these options look great to me. And I just want to say thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. I'm gonna come to you with a lot of new videos about the NBA free agency. It's gonna be great. There's so much going on right now, especially these first few days, that I thought I'd come out with a video, share, what I'm thinking, and, based on how Paul George has shook up the NBA right now, where things will happen and where people are thinking of going. So yeah, guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to comment about what you think will happen on a lot of the things, anything NBA related. Just comment down below what you think. Do you think LeBron and Kawhi on the 76ers is a good option? Do you think Boogie going to the Wizards is a good option, or do you think LeBron and Boogie on the Lakers is a good option? Let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff, and peace out, guys.